morning, everyone. Welcome to Professionalism Unplugged. I am your host, Aiman. Today, we are diving into workplace etiquette, those unwritten rules that can make or break your career. So, here with me are four experts, Ani,
Hi.
Husna,
Hi.
Afifa, and Adani.
Hi.
But before we talk, let's see how not to start a workday.
It's 9:15 a.m. already. The client is arriving in 5 minutes. Where's Afifa? She's always late, but today is critical. Sorry guys, I'm late. I overslept. Afifa, you're wearing hoodie? We have the board of directors meeting. Chill, I know it's hoodie, but I can still do my job, right? It's about respect for the client, Afifa.
Out! Those painful to watch. Afifa, as our image consultant, please tell us, does the hoodie is really matter if she is genius?
It's true. In meeting, people see you before they hear you. And lateness. Because punctuality is the simplest form of etiquette. So it builds trust. So if you're being late, it and essentially stealing someone else's time.
I agree with you, but I also want to know from HR perspective, Husna, can someone be fired for this?
Well, it starts with a warning, but a pattern of disrespect for company culture leads to poor culture fit, which is a valid reason for a dismissal.
Did you hear? I saw Aiman at the mall yesterday. Mystery girl. I bet that's why he was sick yesterday.
Husna, I'm trying to finish this report, okay? Please. Oh, this is your drinks? This is my favorite. Can I take a sip? Adani, that's my drink, okay? And you in my bubble, so please. We're a work family, right? What yours is mine.
Wait, let's address the mystery girl rumor. I was with my sister, but seriously, Husna, gossip is a major issue, isn't it?
Exactly. Gossip creates a toxic environment. It destroys teamwork. If you have time to talk about others, then you are not even working.
And about the space invention, everyone has a physical and psychological boundary. Even in a friendly office, we must ask before touching personal property or entering someone's cubicle.
So, and the term of work family actually an excuse, and people often use it to justify unprofessional behavior. So, actually, there's no wrong to be friendly. Okay, there's no wrong, there's no problem, but not being over familiar.
Okay, so now we are on the next session, which is Q&A session from our viewer. So the first question. Hi, Aiman. I'm Sarah from KL. Hi, Sarah. I have clicked who keep asking me very personal question about my salary and relationship status. This makes me uncomfortable. How do I stop this without being the mean one at the office? Great question, Sarah. Ani, so how should Sarah handle this situation?
Okay, hi Sarah. Thank you so much for the question actually. So this is about setting a professional boundaries actually, okay? So you don't have to be mean, okay? You just have to be firm and very clear. So I give you an example for this answer lah. So maybe you can say like I prefer not to discuss my private life at work, okay? It rather focus on this report, something like that. Okay, so if you say it with a smile, okay, on your face, but remain consistent, people will eventually learn to respect your no-go zones.
That's a very professional answer from Annie. Is that answer your question, Sarah? Okay, I hope it's answer your question. So we go to the next question. Hello, I'm Jason. My boss keeps sending me urgent emails at 11 p.m. on Saturday. Am I rude if I don't reply until Monday morning? That's very interesting question. Husna, as our HR expert, what the verdict on the right to disconnect?
Jason, unless your contract specifically says you are on call, you have the right to your weekend. Constant late night emailing leads to burnout. My advice? Don't reply immediately, or you will train your boss to think you are always available. Reply first thing Monday morning to show you are professional, but you are also value your work-life balance.
Jason, is that clear for you? I hope so. So we go to the next question. Hi guys, love the show. Hi Maya. Hi Maya. My issue is the office pantry. People leave dirty mug in the sink and stink up the microwave with strong smelling food. That's bad. It is okay to leave a sticky note on the fridge. The classic pantry wall. Afifa, what's the etiquette here?
Maya, the pantry is a shared professional space, not your home kitchen. Etiquette dictates you leave it better than you found it. As for the sticky notes, skip the possessive aggressiveness. It's better to bring it up in a general meeting as a housekeeping reminder so no one feels singled out. And please, everyone avoid reheating fish in the office microwave.
Thank you so much, Afifa. So we go to the next question. Here. Hi, I'm Daniel. Hi, Daniel. I am introvert. You know what, Daniel? We are same. I'm introvert too. My team always goes for happy hours after work, and I feel pressure to go. If I don't go, am I failing at workplace etiquette? Okay, Adani, as our psychologist, help Daniel out, please.
Daniel, socializing is part of networking, but it should be forced. Etiquette is about quality, not quantity. You don't have to go every week. Try to join once a month just to show face, or suggest a team lunch instead. From that way, you are building a rapport during work hours without draining your energy after work. You are not failing. You're just managing your social battery.
We have time for one last question. This one is from Silent Sam. He say I have a colleague who doesn't just interrupt me. He finishes my sentence for me, usually incorrectly. It make me do like I don't know my own work. How do I handle a chronic interrupter?
Okay, Sam, this is actually a psychological power play called overtalking. The best way to handle this.
Wait, the best way is to just stop talking and stare at them until I get a quote. That's what I do.
That's what I want to say.
Actually, if I can jump in here, FIFA, sorry, your method might be a bit too aggressive, okay, for a corporate apa ni, setting. So Sam, the professional pivot is better. Okay, you wait for them to finish your sentence, then say, for example, like, actually, that's not quite where I was going, and I was saying, blah 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 blah, etc. and blah blah blah. Okay, and then immediately jump back into your point. Okay, I think that's better.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to use hand gestures. A small hold on or wait a minute gesture with your hand while you continue speaking send a very clear physical signal that you are not done with the flow.
Time flies when you are having a great discussion. We now at the end of our show. But before we end our talk show, I want to ask each of our experts for one final golden nugget of advice for those about to enter the workforce. Let's start with Annie.
So my final advice is about consistency. Okay, etiquette isn't a mask that you put on. Okay, only when the boss is around or looking. So it's a habit. If you consistently respectful, okay, consistently punctual, consistently professional, it automatically you become a person of high value. Okay. So people will people want to work with you because they can rely on you on the same time. So that is my advice.
And building on that, remember that the workplace is a community. My advice is to guide your integrity. Gossip might feel like a quick way to bond with your coworkers, but it is a fire that eventually burns everyone. Be the person who stopped the rumor, not the one who spread it. Your reputation is your most valuable currency.
I would like to remind everyone about adaptability. Every office has a different vibe. My advice is to observe first. Look at how two leaders dress and how they communicate. Aim to match that energy but with your own professional twist. Remember, your appearance is the first chapter of your story. Make sure it's a good read.
Lastly, don't forget the empathy. We spend more time with our colleagues than our family sometimes. So please respect their boundaries, acknowledge their hard work, and handle conflicts with grace rather than anger. A high EQ will often take you further in your career than just your technical skills alone.
I am Aiman, and this has been Professionalism Unplugged, the talk show. And please remember, be professional, stay ethical, and always keep going. Bye everyone. See you in the next video. We have covered a lot today, from the way we dress to the way we respect boundaries. The golden rule is treat others with the same respect you expect for yourself. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for Ani, Husna, Adani, and Afifa for your insight. And for our viewers, remember, your skill get you the job, but your etiquette keep you the job. See you next time. Bye.